Hello and good day, Dr. Devita. My name is RAIHANAH binti KABEER and my metric number is 22306201. So today my group will be presenting on the etymology and development of English Lexis. So my team members consist of 5%, which is first AMIRA ZULAIKA, second is me, RAIHANAH binti KABEER, third is AINAA NATASHA, fourth is SITI NATASHA, and lastly is SHAHEERAH. So here is an overview for our presentation today. First is introduction, second will be the analysis of the word of 4 words that we have chosen, and followed by the importance of reviving English words that are no longer widely used today, and finally will be conclusion, and we also attach the reference list at the end of the presentation slide. So to begin with, the English language has evolved over centuries, influenced by various cultures, historical events, and also linguistic exchanges. This also showcases how words adapt in form, meaning, and also usage, highlighting the dynamic nature of English. Hence, the 4 words that we chose for our analysis are book, education, church, and also globalization. So I will start with the first word, which is book. So the word book comes from the Old English word book, which also related to the Germanic origin, such as Dutch book, German book, or Gothic book. So the original meaning of these words was not book as we know today, but it is some sort of writing tablet, leaf, or sheet. So the original term, the book, and the oldest term, which is the Germany terms book, refers to beech trees. It is because that in the early days, the written works may have been drafted on paper or tablets that made up from the bark of the beech trees. So the Russian word bukwa, which means later, also cognate with the word page, and the word bukwa also related with the refer to the reading workbooks for the young children. And that's how we know that paper is made up of tree. However, the meaning of book has remained fairly steady over the centuries. It is because in Old English, the word book referred to the volume of written or illustrated pages bound together, a blank notebook, or even written documents such as charter. So I will start with the first word, which is book. So the word book comes from the Old English word book, which also related to the Germanic origin, such as Dutch book, German book, or Gothic book. So the original meaning of these words was not book as we know today, but it is some sort of writing tablet, leaf, or sheet. So the original term, the book, and the oldest term, which is the Germany terms book, refers to beech trees. It is because that in the early days, the written works may have been drafted on paper or tablets that made up from the bark of the beech trees. So the Russian word bukwa, which means later, also cognate with the word page, and the word bukwa also related with the refer to the reading workbooks for the young children. And that's how we know that paper is made up of tree. However, the meaning of book has remained fairly steady over the centuries. It is because in Old English, the word book referred to the volume of written or illustrated pages bound together, a blank notebook, or even written documents such as charter.
Hello, hi, and good morning, everyone. My name is NATASHA binti FAZIL, and my metric number is 22300-848. So today, I'm going to talk about the word education. So I will explain where it comes from, what it means, and also how people think about it and how it used in different language. So first, let us start with its origin. So the word education actually comes from the Middle French word education, which was taken from the Latin word educatio, as you can see in the slide. So these older words actually remind us that education has been very important for a very long time, even in the ancient time, which is Middle French and also Latin era. Okay, now let's look at the denotational meaning of the word education. So a long time ago, the word education meant the process of upbringing and teaching morals, often in informal ways. So, like we learn through family and also community. But today, as you can see, the meaning has changed. So, nowadays, education means a formal process of learning, such as we're studying in school, in college, and also university. So, it is all about gaining knowledge and developing skills to help us grow as a human, as a individual. Okay, now let's look at the connotational meaning of the word education. So in the past, education was mainly seen as a basic guidance in life. Okay, so basically learning how to behave and contribute to society and our community. But now, actually, it is seen more to as a key to success. So people view it as a way to achieve our personal goal, to get a good job and build a better future for ourselves and also our family. And finally, spread to other language. The word education actually has spread to many languages around the world. For example, in Spanish it calls education, in Italian it called educación, and in Malay it is called as pendidikan. So even though these words may sound different, the idea of learning and growing through education is something that is the same and connect us all.
Very good day to Dr. Tan. My name is Nur AMIRA ZULAIKA binti ZAMRI with the metric number of 22301042, and I will be presenting on the etymology and the evolving changes that happens to the word church. Now, the word church actually came from Greek, which is called ecclesia. It is pronounced as ecclesia, and the original meaning of church is it is a gathering of a community or people for religion purposes. And originally, the word church doesn't really mean the building itself, but it means the meeting of people. So if we really translate the word ecclesia, it should be like a congregation or a meeting or an assembly of a bunch of people. And ecclesia is used for centuries for the social-political function of a certain community instead of for the purpose of the Christian to worship in the church building. So this came way before Christianity hit the world. Next, I will be explaining the evolving changes in form and meaning of the word church. So we have four stages of changes, which is from Greek to Latin, and then we have Old English, and then we move to the Middle English, and finally the Modern English. So let's start with the Greek to Latin translation. Now, from Greek to Latin, the word still stays the same, which is ecclesia, but the spelling is different. So instead of using K, they change it to C. Now, in Old English stage, the word church from West Germany, Kirche, it changes to Old English as Cirke or Cirke. Now, this word sounds a lot like circle, right? And we're going to get back into that later. But first of all, the word now means as Christian believers that use the place for them to gather. So now Christianity plays a role in church because Christianity is actually one of the factors that leads to the development of English language. And the third stage is the Middle English stage, where the word circa or circa is now changed into Cirike. K. Now, the Oxford English Dictionary believe that these three words, circa, and shirika, sounds like circle, which represents something continuous. And finally, we have the modern English. So, by the modern English, the word changes to the word that we all know by now, which is the word church. And it is used by the Christians to practice their religious activity. But the word church does not only spread into these words that I have talked before, it also spread into other languages like Anglo-Saxons, Scottish, German, Low German, Frisian, Danish, and also Russian. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi Dr. Debita, I'm sitting near Natasha, matrix number 223010076. Now, I will be presenting on the last word, which is globalization. So, according to the Etymology World Online 2024, globalization is derived from Latin roots. So, the term global originates from globalis, meaning spherical, that is related to the whole world, and it is first used in English in 16th century, whereas the suffix "ization" comes from "izare", meaning to make or to indicate a process, and it is first used in English in 17th century. Together, they form the word globalization, which is now represents the process of making something worldwide. So globalization has undergone significant changes under both its denotational and connotational meaning. So the changes in denotational meaning is that globalization initially refers to the economic connection between the countries, but over the time it expands to the broader global interactions, which includes cultural, technological, and also political exchanges. And the changes in connotational meaning is that globalization is one seen as Western driven and homogenizing. What homogenizing here means is that the idea that the culture or the traditions around the world becoming more alike due to the influence of the dominant culture, which is the Western culture. But now, globalization is viewed as a more diverse process which promotes the cultural pluralisms. So the overall changes in the form is that initially globalization focuses on the economic integration, but now it also covers cultural exchanges, technology, and also political cooperation. So globalization is consistently used worldwide due to its relevance in modern contexts. So variants of the words are found in other languages such as French, globalization, Spanish globalizations, and Malay globalisasi. So this shows that it widespread influence across the culture and also languages.
Hello, doctor. My name is SHAHEERAH and my metric number is 22305533. And now I'll be discussing about the importance of reviving English words that are no longer widely used today. So, first of all, let's talk about the preservation of linguistic heritage. So, reviving archaic words allows us to connect with the past and understand the historical context better. So, as dictionary.com defines, so archaic words are those commonly used in an earlier time but rare in present day usage except to suggest the older time. So for example, like has been stated here, we take the word omnipotent. So omnipotent is an archaic adjective meaning strong in battle. So using such words can help us to appreciate the richness of language from early times and see how it reflects the values and priorities of historical societies. So, by preserving um, these words, we ensure that a part of our cultural and linguistic history isn't lost. And we move on to the second one, which is the enrichment of vocabulary. So, learning and using all English words can greatly enhance our vocabulary and language skills. So, according to Anne Frost, studying Old English helps us see where words come from and how they have evolved through time. So, for example, like you have stated here, the modern word man was originated from the word man with a double N. Similarly goes to the word woman used to be with men. So understanding these transformations can deepen our knowledge of the English language and improve our communication skills, allowing us to appreciate its dynamic nature. So moving on to the last one, which is the cultural revival and creativity. So reviving forgotten words can inspire creativity and enrich modern literature. So according to Higher, learning new words is essential for every writer, but we shouldn't forget the ones used in the past. So for example, poets and writers can breathe life into all expressions by incorporating obsolete words into their work. So this not only revives the words but also add depth and texture to their art. So imagine a situation where a modern poem featuring a word like omnipotent, the word that we just discussed just now. So it would evoke a sense of timelessness while offering readers something unique to ponder. So, in conclusion, the history of English words reflect the evolution of language shaped by diverse cultures, historical events, and interactions. So, it highlights English adaptability and its role as a dynamic, ever-changing means of communication. I think that's all from us. Thank you so much, Doctor, for listening, and have a good day.